Hello and welcome to Bears Talk presented by J. Brown Realtors on this Thursday, September 28th, as we're joined alongside to start off our show today, head football coach and Mike Jacobs. Coach, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me, Andy.
First 4-0 start in your tenure here at Lenoir-Rhyne. How great of a feeling is that for you?
It's fantastic. I'm most happy for the kids, right? Like they're the ones that earn the victories each week through how they carry themselves in practice throughout the course of the week. But it's an exciting time for our fans. It's an exciting time for our players. I'm proud of our coaches for the work that they've put in to get us to this point. But just like anything, we got a lot more season left.
First career start for Jalen Ferguson back on Saturday. 3 total touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 2 through the air, and 18 to 26 passing as well. What was impressive that the redshirt sophomore showed you?
Yeah, I think just the fact that he's grown up a ton. He's a player that, because of COVID and then a traditional redshirt, he's been in our program for 4 years now, and he's continued to make strides in throwing the football and his decision making, and he's got a natural ability to extend plays. And I think the thing I was most impressed is that he was just prepped and ready to play. Like I didn't feel that he was rattled. Carson Newman's a team that brings a fair amount of pressure, and he went out there and handled it. And I think really getting that first drive on the board, 10 plays and 75 yards, and completing a few passes early really helped with his confidence. But really proud of Jalen and what he accomplished on Saturday.
The defense also with another spectacular effort, only giving up 7 points. They're second in Division II right now with only allowing 6 points per game. What is the attitude for the defense on a week-to-week basis to remain this strong for those first 4 games?
I think they've done a tremendous job of their execution. Again, kind of regardless of, we talk a lot about what LR does and how we do it as opposed to what the opponent does. So each week there's a few wrinkles that every offense has, and our guys have done a great job with their eye discipline. We've tackled really well, and we've run to the ball. We've gotten 10, 11 hats to the ball a significant amount of times this year, and I think that when you make it hard to run and you can make teams one-dimensional, it's tough on folks, and our defense has done a tremendous job with their game plan and really then the kids executing.
And especially with that tackles for loss as well. 10 back on Saturday, that makes it now all 4 games where you have at least 10 tackles for loss. What does that front 7 do so well to control that line of scrimmage and put pressure in the backfield?
Again, it starts with just alignment and assignment, and then they read their keys and they get off the ball with violence. And we've talked a lot about owning the line of scrimmage in all phases, and they're showing up with the TFLs and kind of the splash plays, and we've done a nice job conversely on the other side of the ball running the football. I think we're averaging right at about 210 yards a game rushing right now, so we've done a really nice job with that. And if you can work to control the line of scrimmage in both phases, you're going to have an opportunity to win each week.
Let's speak about that rushing. Dwayne McGee, after missing the season opener, 3 straight performances to start off the year with at least 100 rushing yards. What does he do so well on the ground to help, of course, your quarterback position as well, but overall make the offense function, own that possession, and control the field?
Sure. I mean, he gives us a confidence, right? I mean, that kid was an All-American. He's one of the school's all-time leading rushers and just his 3rd season here. And so there's a certain confidence level that he's proven that he can make big plays or make chunk plays for us. And he does that with great vision. He does that by making the first guy miss a lot or not going down on the first tackle. And there's just a confidence when he's in there running the football.
Big improvement from week 3 to week 4 was the penalties. You had 11 against Erskine, 4 against Carson Newman. Was that a focus that you had with your team during practice this last week to help make sure that they'll make those mental mistakes and give teams free yards?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we don't want to give anything cheap. Sometimes there's going to be like course of play penalties, and you're always going to have some. It's the pre-snap ones that really get my blood pressure up. So, we worked hard. I also recognize it against Erskine, kind of with the way the game went. We played a number of young kids, and there's a few more mistakes or as they try to make plays or force things throughout the course of the game. But in general, we've been one of the least penalized teams over the course of the year. It usually corrects itself, and our guys have done a good job. And again, that comes with working the fundamentals quite a bit at practice.
You mentioned the 4-0 start, but now a 2-0 start in conference play, win here at home, and a win on the road as well. How close is your team to the style of play that you want to see from your squad?
Yeah, I think certainly the last 2 weeks it's much closer to what we'd expect. The defense has been playing at a high level. The special teams have been elite. We're working on getting the offense to where we're more efficient on what we're doing. But we played well last week. It was a bit of a weird game, right? I think we only had 4 possessions in the second half, and one of them was one where we were running out the clock. So there wasn't a ton of opportunity in the second half, but we moved the ball on each of those drives that we did have, and just got to work to finish. But all in all, I'm pleased with where we're at. I thought the game plan was solid going in and strong, and our kids executed, and we came out of Mossy Creek with a victory.
You have UVA Wise at home coming up on Saturday. Be the first time that you can get Lenoir-Rhyne to 5-0 underneath your first time as head coach. How are the Bears going to get to that 5-0 mark this week coming up against UVA Wise?
Sure. All the things we just talked about. We gotta play mistake free or as close to it as we can by eliminating penalties. We need to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football, and then we got to execute at a high level. And I think if we do those 3 things, we're going to set ourselves up to have a chance to win a big game at home.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much for joining us on Bears Talk presented by J. Brown Realtor. We'll be right back after this. Hello and welcome back to Bears Talk presented by J. Brown Realtors. We are now joined alongside by Lenoir-Rhyne football quarterback and Jalen Ferguson. Jalen, thank you so much for coming on the show this week.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. First career start against Carson Newman. You got the job done. How did it feel to get your first start with the Bears?
Oh, it felt pretty good. It just goes to show how much hard work I put in off season, and it's good to see it pay off and have fun. Saturdays that's the easy part of the week, I like to say.
Coach Mike Jacobs talked about on the show countless times about the improvements that he has seen in your game. But from your perspective, how did you get ready for 2023 with the off season, summer ball as well, leading up to the conference stretch?
Just continue to try to get stronger and just know the offense and just be a master of the playbook early, and then take control of the team when I got the opportunity.
Speaking about getting ready for the offense and getting control of the room, great quarterback room as well. You have some very competitive guys in there. How did they continue to help push you forward as you go on in the season?
The quarterback room pretty good. I think their play also boosts me, so make sure I got to stay on time and know what I'm doing, because I always know somebody behind me is just as good as I am. But they're always good, always a good voice in my ear, so it's pretty good.
You also have some excellent pieces around you. Dwayne McGee, who has had 3 100 rushing yard games. Keelan Parsons as well, one of the best receivers in LR football history. How does this complete offense also help you out as you take the field?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. Knowing Dewey, he's a good running back. It makes my job easier knowing we have a good run game, and also the receivers. I know I got playmakers on the outside, so I can just give them a chance to get the ball to them and then let them do the rest.
You're going to have your first career home start against UVA Wise this Saturday in Between the Bricks. How excited are you to show out to the home crowd this time around?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty excited. Just all the work I've been doing has been here, and it feels good to see it pay off, and I get to have my first start home, show everybody what I can do.
4-0 start to the year, number 14 in the nation. What's the confidence like in the locker room right now, you and the guys? You guys have taken complete control over all 4 opponents. How do you guys feel going into week 5?
I think the confidence has always been there for us. I feel like we just mid-season, we have to make sure we execute, don't feel like we already made it or anything, and just stay poised. And on Saturday, just play how we know we can play.
Looking forward to the rest of the season. How are you looking to maximize this opportunity at being the starting quarterback?
Always, just like I said, just knowing what's going on, make sure I'm studying so the game comes easy to me, and just stay positive, take control of the team, and I have confidence in myself, so I know what I can do on Saturdays.
Awesome. Looking forward to you guys trying to go for 5-0 against UVA Wise this Saturday here at Moret Stadium. Jalen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Hello, welcome back to Bears Talk, presented by J. Brown Realtor. We are now joined alongside by Lenoir-Rhyne, women's soccer player, and Elin Hansson. Elin, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
Big win for your team yesterday, taking down number 19 North Georgia. How massive would you say that win is for your program?
It was really fun to play that game, and I think everyone was excited to play that game as well. We were ready. It was the first or second big opponent we had to play against, so yeah.
You built off of your 2022 SAC Offensive Player of the Year resume. You had 25 points last year, and we were coming into 2023. We were wondering how you were going to be able to continue it, but you've done it so well. Team high 17 points, 7 goals now. How has your success really translated from your freshman year to your sophomore year now?
I've actually looked at the games from last year to be like, okay, this is what I'm good at. This is like, I can do this again. And I know that I have some like people know about my like flaws and my strengths now, the opponents. But I'm just trying to do what I've been doing like before. So.
Yeah, it's working really well. I mean, you got a goal yesterday against North Georgia to put the nail in the coffin against the Nighthawks. But you talk about the players behind you. It's crazy to think you're only a sophomore, but you have some very experienced players behind you, like Nev Dustin, Rhea Acton. How did they help elevate your game as well and take some of that pressure off you?
Yeah, they need to get more like credit actually, because they are doing an amazing job. Back there, I don't think we would have scored as many goals as we've done this season if it wouldn't be for our midfielders especially, and like backline as well. They're doing an amazing job defending, so we can win the ball high up on the field, and then it's easy for us forwards to score. So yeah,
it's 14-0 start for your team in conference play, a good first 4 matches of work. If you look at the overall team, they blend so well with each other. You're up in the attack in front and the back line as well. But what makes this team just such an overall great unit to get these results game in and game out?
I want to say Coach Dean,
That's
but also the players. Coach Dean have done a really good job to like build a team and connect like a good get a good team dynamic. And also, yeah, we have good players. Everyone want to compete and we love to win. So, good defense. Goalie, a new goalie for this year. She have been having a lot of like clean sheets. So, yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, Kristen really has looked great in that so far this season. But for you, don't want to jinx it now, but you got a 6-goal streak going at the time, and you also have gotten points in 6 straight matches as well. What is it that you approach every game? And because the results are very consistent for you and the way you've been able to score goals but also set up your teammates as well, what is that, that pre-game routine? What is it that gets you going every single match and making an impact on the pitch?
Honestly, I would say as I said before, I look at videos from previous games when I've scored just to see what I like, how I'm scoring and what I'm good at, just to give some like self boost. But also, I have a like pre-game routine with like a good breakfast in the morning, and then I like to play in my headphones like good chill music, so I can like relax and I don't get too like stressed. So yeah, I guess that's the winning concept. So.
I mean, it's working so far, and you guys have a big match against Wingate coming up on the road. Get back into conference play. We're obviously looking at Wednesday's win and saying it's a really big victory for your team, but looking forward now for conference play. This is going to be a really good test for your team on the road as well.
It is, definitely.
What do you think about this matchup coming up against Wingate, and how you're looking to stay undefeated in conference play and continuing the dominance that your team is set out for?
We're just gonna first do the practice test we have. Today we have some recovery. Friday we have a practice before game day, and I guess just focus on doing that practice good to be ready for Saturday. And Wingate, I barely remember the game for last year, but it was we tied them, so it was a pretty even game, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a good opponent. We just have to do what we are good at, possession the ball and scoring goals.
Yeah, Dean Moore just does a good job of keeping your team one match at a time situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm going to go in the grand scheme of things here. We're into the second half of the season now. What are the expectations that you have for yourself going down the stretch of the regular season and into conference tournament and maybe even the NCAA tournaments as well, for yourself and for your team?
Oh, of course, I want to continue having the streak, which might be impossible. We don't know. But yeah, continue scoring goals and also putting my teammates in good positions so they can score goals. I love to do a good assist as well. And for the team, yeah, just continue what we are good at. I would say the defense would have been really good this year, and just continue with that. And then if we just have our mind in the right place, I think we can do really good this season. So.
Well, it's been in the right place so far. Undefeated stretch of the first 9 games. Congratulations for the achievements that you've had this season, Elin. And
thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Bears Talk.
Thank you.